Brandy, show them your food, girl.
To go.
We threw down. Well, good morning. It's been a minute since we actually had a coffee chat, so I decided to leave for work a little early this morning so that I can sit here and chat a little bit about what I've been going through, what I've been doing. I haven't really talked that much about like how I'm trying to balance career and creativity. And I want to really talk about it because I think a lot of people can really relate to it. As professionals living in an urban environment, we're coming out of like an era of grind culture, and now we're like moving into an era of balance. But you know, there are layers to that balance. And I have been talking a lot about what it looks like to spiritually be in balance, but I haven't talked that much about what it looks like to be in balance on a creative level. If you're not a creative, then maybe you'll relate to it in a different way, like when it comes to balancing family or to balancing your social life. But for me, it's like I have tried to like seek out opportunities in my career where I can combine both operations and creativity. And as I progress in my career, I think I get closer and closer to it. I seek out opportunities that get me closer and closer to that. I feel like I'm in a good place right now, but it's still not perfect. You know, like I still have to like carve out a space for myself. How do I combine creativity into my day-to-day work? You know, I'm working on that every day. I'm loving vlogging, by the way, and I've been really inspired to keep coming back to you guys each week with new things and just new aspects of my life. If it was on my spirit to share these thoughts about having creative balance. One of the things that I do think I still on some days struggle with, you know, when it comes to vlogging, feeling like I always have to have something going on or something that's going to be stimulating for you guys to watch, as opposed to just like sharing my boring moments as well. I feel like it's important to share both aspects and to get comfortable with that. I think that I want to make sure that I'm still sharing an authenticity that you may only be able to see in those less exciting moments. There was actually quite a few days that I didn't vlog or I didn't shoot anything because I just felt like they were boring days, like nothing was going on. This week, I'm like, all about getting out of the creative rut. Also understanding that if you're in a creative rut, that it's also okay to film that. Let's take that journey and let's discuss what it looks like to get re-inspired when you're either plateauing or like on creative downward curve for whatever reason. One source of inspiration for me for sure is you guys. So I really want to thank all of you who tune in, all of you who comment on my videos, all of you who engage with my content. It really does mean a lot, and it really does keep me inspired. It's because of you that I get inspired even when I'm in a plateau. So thank you guys so much for that, and I'm excited to see what this week brings. So I've kind of popped over into Soho. I actually want to take a peek inside of the MoMA Store, the Museum of Modern Art store, and see what kind of like little goodies they have in there. Sometimes they have cute like calendars and like home shit in there. I'm not really in the market for anything, but let's go have a peek. Of course, I ended up buying something even though I was supposedly not shopping. But I just got a little notebook, nothing too expensive, so just a little something, something. I just loved that visit to the MoMA store. It's always great to see all the cute little things that they have in there, especially for the home, whether it's like little notebooks or post-it cards or postcards. They had all these like really cool like little Bluetooth speakers and stuff like that. I love going there. I just picked up something small because it just kind of caught my eye. It's a book called How Art Can Make You Happy. So this will be really cute to put on my little nightstand and of course read it. But I love the cute little aesthetic of the book, and of course I love the color. I think that it would really sort of blend in with my little nightstand area. So I was planning to chill at home, but at the last minute, my friend Brandy and I made dinner reservations. So I'm headed down to the meatpacking district to go to one of my favorite restaurants, Buddakan. All right, so I just got here to Buddakan and I'm ready to meet Brandy. We're gonna have some good dinner and hang. Say hi, Brandy.
Happening, but you are okay.
Yeah, I'm real good about not getting. So in the store, it was very floral, but a lot wasn't smoky.
Then I got to knock myself with the color.
But no, once I was full, but I'm
not worried.
yeah. Baby, want to tell you the plates were clean. So we just finished eating and I'm having an espresso martini. The dessert that I had was so good. It was literally one of the best things that I have ever had. We have fun, y'all. We will definitely eat. So we had dinner and it was amazing. And Brandy got her food to go. Brandy, show them your food, girl. We threw down, and now we're about to go to Sephora because you know how we are. We gotta get a little beauty therapy.
Watch out for shoot. You don't know here she coming. She's a man in tough.
So I have been in a content creation rut, I guess you would say. I have to like learn to resist my urge when it comes to vlogging, to only vlog when I feel like I have something really special going on, you know? Like if it's just a regular day with regular stuff going on, sometimes I feel less compelled to pull the camera out, and I need to get over that. I need to like work on that a little bit. I've actually really been enjoying vlogging overall, especially just getting out and showing like my version of New York, the things that I like to do, the things that bring me inspiration, the places that bring me inspiration. I really like sharing that. And so considering that I am in a little bit of a creative rut, I have a little time this morning. So I decided that I'm gonna get up early and go out to East Harlem to the Is Wack mural. Like when I went to Basquiat's house, like sometimes I feel like, you know, the spirits of those artists, when I visit their work, it brings me a little bit of inspiration. And So I think sometimes when you're in a rut and you're not feeling like 100% your creative self, that you got to go out and find the inspiration. And so that's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to grab my coffee and I'm going to go up there and I'm just going to hang out up there a little bit. So because it is the weekend, it is a little bit of a journey to get there. The city bikes all the way across town, and now I'm actually waiting for a bus that's going to take me uptown. So, as always, it's a journey. So I actually just got off the bus, and I realized that I got off the bus one stop too early. It's gonna be a short little walk, but I don't mind it. So I'm almost there. It's kind of like in a little bit of a secluded area, so it's not the easiest to get to. You know, I feel like if you're ever looking for inspiration, one of the best places to look is in the creative space, in art. And if it's not your own creativity, then in the creativity of someone else. And so that's why I came up here this morning. A big issue that I personally face right now is, as a creative, how to advance and how to take up space in a corporate world. And it's really easy for you to kind of lose yourself in that. It's very easy to burn yourself out because you're trying to meet expectations, or lose focus on your inspiration or on your creativity because you are functioning in a space that was not built for you. And I think that that's something that not only do I experience as a creative, but I also experience it as just a person and a man of color, you know? And so I think that constantly coming back to ground zero, constantly coming back to point of inspiration for me is so important. And sometimes you just have to go out and find it. And I think that that's what I did this morning. I really came to this mural, and I've always been inspired by Keith Haring. And you know, what may be a little known fact is that Keith Haring was actually arrested for painting this mural. I think that knowing that fact is just a reminder that as creatives, we are often misunderstood and maybe even often villainized for trying to be creative. And I think that's something that really resonates for me, both as a creative and as a person and as a man of color, because oftentimes our creativity is misunderstood. Oftentimes our voices as people of color are misunderstood. And so I think finding the opportunities to just come back and reground and fill myself up creatively and inspirationally is so important. And so that's why I really came out here this morning, because reminding myself that one of the greatest artists of our time was arrested for creating this historic piece of art. It's just a reminder that you have to push hard just to be understood for who you are. But it's a battle that we have to fight as creatives. It's a battle that we have to fight as people of color, because we deserve to take up space and we deserve to have our voices and our creativity seen and heard in the corporate space. And the corporate space needs us, actually. The corporate space needs us. And I think that because sadly, creativity can often be considered a soft skill because people just can't go out and learn it. Like, you either have it or you don't. And if you do have it, you have to nurture it, because the world around us is actually constructed to devalue what we do, and yet it needs it so much. Staying grounded in it as a creator, living in the corporate space, it is a struggle that you have to take seriously and that you have to invest in. And so I'm really happy that I came out here this morning, because it was definitely a much needed dose of inspiration for me. An important takeaway today is that if you are feeling depleted, you got to make moves to get yourself back on track. You got to make moves to fill yourself up, whether it's creatively or spiritually or whatever your needs are, because the world needs us. As creatives, the world needs us. As people of color, the world needs us. And it would be a really sad place if our voices were no longer heard.